Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And of course, on Patreon, we have our Heatwave Sudoku Hunt by Grockles. Do give that a look. Very well worth doing. Some fabulous puzzles and a nice tie together at the end. Certainly a good workout for anybody who likes Sudoku. And for anybody like that, of course, there's also our apps, which are available on the link under the video. And what else have we got going on? Well, of course, we keep putting out set of videos and podcasts. We've got the book coming out soon. There's the Discord server. It's all on the links under the app. So do check it out down there. And let's have a look at this puzzle. This is called Primes Are Too Cool by Niverio. And I don't know anything about Niverio, but they have sent us this puzzle. I don't think we've ever solved one by them on the channel before. And let's go through the rules. So there's actually quite a lot of the different variants here, but all kind of standard forms that we've used before. So normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits on an arrow can repeat and sum to the number in the circle. I guess only on that one could they repeat, but they sum to the number in the circle. The grey line is a palindrome, reading the same forwards and backwards. So that digit must be the same as that, for instance. The black dot joins two digits with a 1:2 ratio. Digits in grey cells are larger than their orthogonal neighbours. That's called Fortress Sudoku. The black dot's crop key. That's palindrome. Those are arrows. Fortress Sudoku means this digit, if that was a 5, say, these would all have to be smaller than 5. That's how it works. And that means kind of if you get an 8 here, you immediately know that's a 9. So it can be quite useful. On the other hand, you might be thinking, well, this is not enough information. And that's because there's one very important rule in this puzzle, I think, which is that no two neighbouring cells can both contain prime numbers. And the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and 7. The prime numbers as they apply to the possible Sudoku digits. 1 is not considered a prime, and 4, 6, 8, and 9 certainly aren't. So that's an intriguing rule. I don't think we've ever had that before. We've occasionally had to separate out even digits by social distancing, but here the primes are social distancing, or maybe from the title, the primes are too cool to stand next to each other. Maybe that's what's going on. Anyway, no two neighbouring cells can contain prime digits. Fascinating. Do give it a try on the link under the video. No idea what we're going to see here, but I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Well, I mean, there is nothing to go on apart from that rule, that new rule. I mean, that's useless on its own. Those have to be the same, but who cares? These are small, and they're needed to be small by that cell, so that doesn't really do anything. The palindrome, whatever the two digits on the palindrome are, appear there, because that one is the same and therefore must be up there in row 1, and that one is the same as each other, but they could be 5, who knows. So all we've got to go on is this prime rule. So what I'm going to do is colour the prime cells. Prime starts with P, so they're purple. And the others, well, I was going to go with others are orange, but maybe purple and orange are too close. Let's go purple and yellow. So I'm going to colour cells yellow that cannot be prime, because in those cases they are next to the ones here. I have a feeling we're going to end up with these patterns in the grid, because when we've done the puzzles that separate out the even digits before, I think the first one we did was asked us to imagine tables in a restaurant or something. But anyway, I have a feeling that's what we're going to end up with, and we will see. Yes, look, we've got to put 3 more prime digits in this area. And my first theory is that they have to be in those cells. So I'm going to look at this cell and say, could that be one of the 3 more purple digits, but not next to another purple? And the answer is no, because if that was purple, they'd be yellow, and then you'd only have 2 cells left, and the 2 remaining purples would have to be next to each other. So that can't be purple. The same applies here. It's the same symmetrically. So we can colour those yellow. And now we don't know about the rest of these boxes, do we? I still think these are going to end up being purple, but I'm not sure I can definitively prove it yet. The palindrome. Look, those obviously have to be yellow as well. So now where are the 5 purples going to go here? No, 4 purples, sorry, the 4 prime digits here. I think they're going to have to go there and there. If you put 1 there, how are you going to fit 3 more into that area? No way. So that can't be yellow. I'm sorry, that can't be purple. It must be yellow. The grey one, luckily it's got the arrows in, so we'll remember it's grey, has gone yellow. It's a slightly darker shade of yellow. And we've got 1, 2 purples there, definitely. Now, to fit in 2 more purples, they have to be there. That goes yellow. Now, we still don't know up here. 3 of these are purple and 1 isn't. But there are a few conformations that will work. So, and I'm not sure if that means I know how this... Yes, it does. Look, column 2. How am I going to fit 4 purples? Because there must be a 2, 3, 5 and 7 in column 2 and column 8. Only by squeezing them into those cells. They will then require yellows on every side of them. Boxes 4 and 6 now need 2 more purples each. That's finished the purples for row 5. We're going to need 2 more purples in row 8. Obviously they're surrounded by yellows. Purple primes in column 5 are all done. Those are yellow. The remaining cells in box 5 are all purple. And now look, we've got a totally different grid. And the trouble with purple is it's obscured that arrow a bit. But I think this arrow is probably quite important. I don't know. 2 purples add to another purple. So 2 primes add to another prime. Well, obviously the prime they're adding to is odd. So one of these is odd and one is even. And annoyingly, there are 2 ways of doing it. 2 plus 3 is 5, or 2 plus 5 is 7. So that doesn't fully resolve. Now, what about these yellows? We've got 1, 4, 6, 8 and 9 in the yellow cells. Okay, I think only 1 and 8 is 9 is the only possible sum here. Is that right? Yellow plus yellow equals yellow? Yeah, it must be. It doesn't work so well with odds and evens, but it is clear, I think, that the only way that sum can work is... Ooh, what did I just do there? 1 plus 8 equals 9, and that's got to be true down here as well. So we get a 1, 8 pair there. Now, this is non-prime and not 9. Same with that. Also, this one is not 8 as well. So that has to be 6, 4, certainly not 1 in a fortress cell. But I suppose it could just be 4 with 2 and 3 there and 2 and 3 there. I don't think... No, hang on, it can't. Can it? That would require 2 and 3 there. And what would this be? This wouldn't be allowed to be either of those, because you can't repeat the numbers on the arrow because that's not even. And you can't repeat numbers in a column for very ordinary reasons. So if that was a 2-3 pair, oh, that would be a 5. Oh, that's fine. No, that couldn't, that, yes, and that would stop this being a 4. So this is a 6. And this is a 4, therefore. The last yellow cell in box 8. And that's weird. Right, 189 going there. That's on the palindrome. Oh, that... They could be... Oh... This is the black dot. What's on the black dot? Right, this is 1, 4, 6, 8, or 9. But this can't be 2 because of that 2, so that's not a 1. If it's a 4, that's an 8. If this is a 6, that's a 3. It can't be a 9. If it's an 8, that is a 4. Ah. Oh my God, I could never have thought of this, but luckily I have. I don't know really what I mean by that, but I think early on I remarked that these 2 digits are both in that group of 3, and I said at the time they could be 5. Now they can't be 5 because they're yellow and 5 is purple. So those 2 digits, whatever they are those 2 cells. So that is yellow as well, and not 3. So that's not 3, that's not 6, and we get a 4-8 pair there. And we know that one of these is 4 or 8, but I don't know how to tell which. Wow. Now we've got the 2, yes, that yellow is actually really helpful. That means I can fill these in as the purple remaining cells in box 3. That is the remaining purple in row 1. And now I've got the 4 purples in column 9, so that's yellow. So the remaining cells in box 9 are purple. Now I've got the 4 purples in row 9. That's beautiful. So that's yellow, they're purple. I need 1 more purple in column 3, and that colours the whole grid in this fetching but ultimately futile colours of purple and yellow. Maybe I'm going to change all the purple, how about that, to blue. Sorry, purple lovers. It's not happening. Blue is better, and we can see the arrows a bit more clearly. So I should have done that from the start. Anyway, what next? I mean, I could fill in the candidates. I think I might. 3, 7 in column 1, 3, 5. Sorry, 3, 7 in row 1, 3, 5 in column 1, 2, 5 in row 9, 2, 7 in column 9. I don't know. It's feels a bit boring and foolish to fill them in everywhere else. I don't quite know what else to do. Nines, 2, 7, I haven't got any pairs. That 4, 8 pair, okay, that means these are 1, 6 and 9. The top one can't be a 9. These are 1, 6 and 9, so there are some forced doubles and triples everywhere, but I don't really know how to use them. 1, 6 and 8 along the bottom because of the 4, 9. None of those can be 9, so 9's definitely in one of those 2. That can be 9, and if that was a 9. Oh. Ah. Oh my God. Right. Here's an absolutely fascinating question. I think. Is 9 on the palindrome? I just worked out it could be. But now I'm wondering if it could avoid being on the palindrome. And that's quite interesting, because if 9 wasn't on the palindrome, where would 9 be in box 1? It would be there. If 9 wasn't on the palindrome in box 2, where would it be? Notice this 9 down here, ruling out those two. It would have to be here, and that's clearly impossible. So 9 is on the palindrome, and 9 is one of these two cells. Now, I don't think I know yet if that means 9 is here and 8 is here, or 9 is here and this is 4 or 8. But I do know that if 9's on the palindrome, it's definitely in one of those two cells, so it has to be here. That's weird. That's a really weird and unexpected conclusion. And the sort of thing that elevates a puzzle into a sort of mind-blowing level. Now, does that help, though, at all? I suppose the 6 must appear. 6 must appear in one of those, and therefore is not on the palindrome. Oh, I knew that anyway. Okay, that's not thrilling. So 9 is on the palindrome. 9 is also, we worked out, in one of those two cells. Ah, 9 can't be there, there, or there. So 9's in one of those two. It can't be there either, because that would be also in the circle, and that is impossible. So 9 in box 6 has to be there. Therefore, it's in one of those two cells in box 5. One of these two in box 9. And the trail of 9s runs dry. Bother. Well, what can this be? It can't be 9 or 6 now, and it's yellow, so it's 1, 4, or 8. Now, I've forgotten this arrow for a while. We know that this is a 6, so this has to be... Does that help resolve what this is? Oh, let's put in the candidates, just because I don't know what else to do in a way at the moment. 2, 5, or 7, and you never know, I might spot something. Although those seem to be, everything is possible there, which is irritating. Same's true here. And... oh, hang on. It's the fortresses, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I was looking at the right thing. I didn't realise I was. That can't be a 7, because that's a 6. So 7 is not here. Now we do get a 2, 3, 5 triple. Thank you, pencil marking. So we can put a 7 in there. Those aren't 7 now. That's not a 7. That's a 2, 5 pair, so that's a 7. That and that aren't 7. Is this going to carry on at all? Probably isn't. There's 2 places for 7 in the middle row. Can that be a 7? And does that matter? It doesn't really... oh, yeah. 7 is in one of those two cells in column 5. So that can't be a 7 as a result of that. So actually it would matter if that couldn't be a 7. If that was a 7, this would be an 8. That would be a 1. That would be a 9. This would have to be a 4. That would be a 6. Oh, bother. Can this be an 8? Why not? I think it can be. Sorry. 2, 7 pair. We've done. Oh, well, that's all the blue. We've done that. Now, are there any other? Yes, there is another triple. Look, 7's. Yeah, 7's been ruled out of there by this 7, and out of there because of the arrow. So that's where 7 is in the middle box. That's not easy to spot for me. Maybe it is for you. Maybe it doesn't do anything. That's so irritating. 7 in one of those. One of those. One of those. Ah, it doesn't seem to do anything. Right, is this more interesting than it looks like? Those are different, and those are different, and they involve a 2, but they both see this cell, so that can't be a 2. So that's kind of a 2, 3, 5 triple, because the same will be true if they involve a 3, that won't be able to be a 3, or if they involve a 5, that won't be able to be a 5. So that's a 2, 3, 5 triple. Is that any use? That means that is the same as this. And the same as this. I'm just going to give these another stripe. Trouble is it could be 3, so I can't pencil it in here. It must be in one of those two. Oh no, it could be a 2. It can't be a 2. Actually this can't be a 2 because there's no 2 there. 2 must be in one of those 2 cells. So that can't be a 2. So we've got a 3, 5 pair there. This does become a 2. That is not a 2. There is a 2 on the arrow. We know that. Oh, this can't be a 3 and couldn't be for ages, and I've only just realised. They're obviously a pair now. I don't think that colouring is going to come to anything. Well, I don't want to prejudge that. 3, 5 pair, that's a 2. That's a 2. That's a 5. That can't be 5. Come on, keep going. Look at that hideous chocolate teapot quad in row 4. 2 different ways of resolving it, and I haven't got a clue which is right. 2 has come out of those cells. No. I already knew 2 was in one of those 2, so that's not very exciting. 3, 2, 7 pair, 2, 3 pair. This is so strange. I did not ever expect this puzzle to unravel slowly in this manner. Oh, those can't be 2s now. That's a 3, 5 pair. So that's a 2. So one of those is a 2. I knew that. That's not a 2. Again, it would be nice to stop this being a 7, which I could do if I could stop this being an 8. If it's an 8, it's not on the palindrome, so it's not that cell. So if it's an 8, that's an 8, that's an 8, that's an 8, that's an 8. Go on. No. That's an 8. Got to be an 8 in there. If this is an 8, we get all of these 8s placed, and they all work. There would have to be an 8 here, because it couldn't be in the circle anymore. And then there'd be an 8 here, and that is a reasonable disposition of all the 8s in the grid. So it's probably true, therefore, but I don't know. Now we've done the black dot. We've done... No, we haven't done the arrow. We've done the other arrows. We've made progress on the palindrome, but without... Oh, hang on. These can only be from 4, 8, and 9. So 6 is in one of these 2 cells. Is that any use? Don't think it's going to be any use. 6 is in one of these. Can that be 6? Easily. What else are we meant to be doing here? This is so clever, this puzzle. I mean, it really is intriguing. Or else I'm just approaching it in this sort of gradual method where everything looks thrilling to me even though you could have seen it in another way before. That's possible, and I don't mind if that's the case. Those two must be the same, is that? Ah, that means that is the orange cell, whatever it is. And I don't know what that means up here. I'm still focusing on the primes more. Maybe there's something I can do with the non-primes. I don't think that can be disambiguated much. Okay, let's put in some, I don't want to put in candidates for all the yellow cells. That could be any of them apart from 9. One of those is a 9. Ah, that's not a 9 because one of those is a 9. Is that? Oh no, I mean that 1-6 pair was available in this column before. 1, 8, 6. Can that be a 4? If it's not, 4 has to be in one of these 3 cells, because it must be in one of these 3 and they're equivalent to those 3 given the arrow. So that's not a 4. Is that? It doesn't really apply to anything else usefully, does it? Oh look, this is a 4-6 pair in box 4. I've only just seen that. So that's not a 6. This is 1, 8 or 9. 4's in one of those 2. 4-6 pair. 5 has to be in one of those because it's either 3 plus 2 equals 5 or 5 plus 2 equals 7. Do they both see some cell that could otherwise be a 5? No. No, the answer is they don't. If that was a 5, that would be a 5. That would be a 5. That's fine. That's exactly what you'd expect. We'd get an X-wing of 5s there, and that would be a 5. Oh, maybe it's this fortress cell. Do we have to think about that again? 6, 8, 6, or 4, clearly. It can't be a 1, and 9 is on the line. So it's 8, 6, or 4. 1, 4, 6, or 8. I just wish I knew where 9 was on the line. But I don't think there's any way of knowing that at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This is not going brilliantly now. I need to come up with some other exciting deduction. There have already been a few, actually. There's been some very odd go-togethers in this puzzle. That's not 7. That's not 7. Look, there's a 3-5 pair there. How do I not notice that? That's so annoying. So this is a 2. So that's not a clever deduction. It's just a very, very ordinary one. And maybe it doesn't do anything else, which is infuriating as well. 7 must be in one of those 2 cells. No, it puts 7 in one of those 2, but I knew that anyway. If 7 was there, that would be a 7. One of them is 5. Oh, crumbs. Keep thinking. Come on. Something has to work here. So whatever that is in one of those 2. So if it's 5, it's there. But if it's 3, it's there. And if it's 5, that makes that orange, which is fine. If it's 3, that makes that orange, and that's fine as well. There must be something going on here. If that was 5, orange is 3. But if orange is 5, that's 7. Then we get 7 here and here. And here and here, obviously in those cells where it's already appearing. So 7 would end up in all of those places, which isn't a problem. So maybe it comes back down to this resolving the 7s. If I can prove that's not 8, 7 as a pair there, then 8 is not on the palindrome, so it's not that cell. Instead it must be that cell. Then it would have to be here and here. 8, come on 8, and there, because of where it is here. And therefore here would now have to be here, because it couldn't be in the circle. Then it would have to be here, and it's impossible. This can't be what you need to do. But it is right, I think, that 8 cannot after all be in this cell. And my reasoning for that, let's just go through it one more time. If 8 is there, that puts 8 here and here. That's fairly straightforward. That puts 8 here and here. Keep going. That puts 8 here because it can't be on the circle. That puts 8 here, and suddenly it's broken up on the palindrome because it can't be there, or it would have to appear here where it can't be. So 8 is not here, and that does mean that this can't be a 7. It's not big enough. That's very clever. So 7 goes here. Now, is this going to start unwinding anything? It might, of course, all stop immediately again. 3 there, so we get a 5-7 pair. We've got a 5-7 pair in the column. One of those is a 3. That's not useful. This 3-5 pair. One of those is a set. Oh, don't say this is going to stop again. 7-2. We've got a 3-5 pair there. Maybe we can keep colouring 3-5s? No, because we just don't know how they break up here. 5s. Oh my goodness. Again, another chocolate teapot quadruple across there. Wow, this is blowing my head now. Oh look, 1 can't be on the palindrome because it doesn't appear there. That's been available forever. So 1 is in one of those 2 cells in row in box 2. So that's not a 1. That's 4, 6, or 8. Now 1 is in one of these 2 cells in box 1. That's the way to do it, as Mr. Punch knows. 8 there, 1 there. That 8 cannot be on this circle anymore. We've got 1, 4, 6 triple. Don't run out of juice again. 8 there. That's 1, 4, or 6 as well. Have I not resolved this? No, I haven't. Maybe that can't be a 4. We'd have 3 and 2 there and a 3 there. I can't see why. Something with 1s. Yes, look, there's a 1 there and a 1 there. So those can't be 1s. That is 4, 8, or 9. Have I got some sort of cunning triple or quad appearing? Not that I can see. 1 is looking across those 3 cells. So one of those 2 is a 1. and they're looking down at that cell, so that becomes an 8. My God, that's clever. Right, so we don't have 8 on the end of the palindrome, and that doesn't resolve what the palindrome is, but 8 looks up at those 3, so one of those 2 is an 8. And that's not an 8, so that's 4 or 6. So the only place for 8 here is there now. That puts 8 here. That's looking across at 1 and 6. Suddenly we might be getting the yellow cells done. And I'm probably speaking too soon. That's a 9. 8 there. We've got a 4, 6. That becomes 8 on the palindrome. 8. 8 on the Kropki dot. 8 at the top of the Kropki dot. 4 there. Makes that a 9. This is a 1, 6 pair. So that's become a 4. 9 on the palindrome. Oh, come on, come on, come on. That's now a 1. Yes. 6 there. 4 in the fortress cell. Well, that's getting interesting. Very unexpected 4 there. So that's 3, that's 2, that's 3, and this must help us finish off the primes. And what a puzzle this has been. Absolutely unexpected at every turn by me. And that may be just because I'm some kind of slowpoke today. But I don't mind, because I have enjoyed that all the way through, and I think I can say that as we approach a finish now. 9 there, we've got a 1, 6 pair. That's 6, that's 1, that's 1, that's 6. This is a 5, 7 and 5 in the blue, 6 and 1 in the yellow, 4 and 6. But one of these had to be a 1, so it's there. That's a 5. This is an 8 to complete the column. That's a 9 to complete the column. That's a 4 to finish the row. 6, 4, 6, and a 1, 6 pair to finish off. There we go. Lovely puzzle, Niverio. That really is too cool. Too cool for me anyway. Maybe even too cool for school. Fantastic. I really enjoyed that. That's a very clever puzzle. And I hope you had a go at it. Maybe you made a quick work of it, but it's taken me some 34 minutes. And I'm not ashamed of that. That's a very interesting puzzle. Delight, as always, to be able to bring that to you. And hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.